Tina Peters. This lawyer, Doug Richards, to whom I paid $1 million to defend Tina Peters. He showed up and fuck you, Doug. Yeah, file libel against me. Love it. Throw me in that briar patch. A week before, 3 days before Tina was to go to trial, I heard that there were real misgivings. I went out there to interview him, and he didn't want to. I said, "Sir, I've spent $1 million to you. I want to hear your theory of the case before you go into trial next week." His theory of the case, he came resentfully to my hotel room, unbeknownst to him when he got there. He was on a Zoom call with a bunch of other criminal defense attorneys. His theory was ridiculous. His theory was to put Tina Peters, he had no witnesses, and it was his defense strategy was to put Tina Peters on the stand and have her say, well, Kurt Olson told me to image that hard drive, so I did. Well, Kurt Olson made clear to her that he wasn't her attorney. He was the president's attorney, first of all, and he told me that at the time. And Doug Richards' point was to say, well, she thought he was his attorney. In addition, California does not have a legal advice exception. So that defense would have done no good whatsoever. You can't argue in Colorado, well, I did something because my attorney told me to. That's not a defense. But his strategy was to put her on the stand and just get everyone to fall in love with this wonderful 68-year-old grandmother. That's what he said the strategy was. So basically jury nullification. He wasn't making any he wasn't going to make any arguments that what she did was right, that she had the right to do it, and that she found extraordinarily valuable proof of fraud. He should have made those as motions in the months he had to make those as motions. So now Tina Peters happened to be sick as a dog as all this was going on at the same time. She really was. She was like, I was worried about her. I was worried about her. She was so sick. And she didn't, we were not, but so she fired the attorney at the last step. She fired the attorney and got the thing, and she wasn't going to represent herself. She has a right to counsel. She was sick, and the judge, it was all a railroad. In Colorado, it was all a big railroad, and Doug Richards and the judge, who knows what they were on. He had designed the most ineffectual defense possible, and it sure looks to me now what Doug Richards of Colorado was doing was going to get Tina Peters to get on the stand and make that defense. He had no other witnesses on his witness list. A criminal defense attorney only puts his own witness on the stand as the last resort, and to put his own client on the stand as the last, and to put her on the stand with not another witness, and to hang the whole case on her saying, well, Kurt Olson told me to do this, and I thought that was legal advice, so I did it. Under Colorado law, that's nugatory. It has no effect, the fact it was legal advice. So it would not have done her any good. She would have been sent to prison for 25 years, and it would have allowed Colorado to indict Kurt Olson and through him 45. So it was all, his defense was, as far as I can tell, a sucker trap to get Tina Peters to say stuff on the stand that would let them then indict Kurt Olson and 45's attorney and 45. And because he couldn't be that dumb.